They dumped her groceries, twisted her arm, and marched her through the store like a criminal. The crowd assumed guilt. The officer felt powerful. He had no idea who he'd just put in handcuffs. Before we continue, let me take this opportunity to thank you so much for supporting our channel. Just choosing to watch our video means a lot to us. Before we go any further, tell us where are you watching from. Drop your city or country below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if this is your first time here. Saturday afternoons at Riverside Market were supposed to be forgettable. That was why Monica Hayes liked them. No courtrooms. No press. No men in suits pretending not to sweat. Just aisles of cereal, fluorescent lights, and the low hum of ordinary life. She moved slowly through the store, comparing labels, doing mental math, choosing rosemary that didn't look bruised. To anyone watching, she was unremarkable. A black woman in her late 30s, plainly dressed, hair pulled back, flats worn thin at the heel. No one would have guessed that she spent her weekdays dismantling corruption. Her phone vibrated in her pocket. A message from her sister asking if she'd remembered the herbs. Monica smiled and added rosemary to her cart. That was when she felt it. That sensation every black person knows but never talks about out loud. The weight of eyes on your back. The quiet certainty that you were being assessed, not as a customer, but as a suspect. She turned slightly. A police officer stood at the end of the aisle. He wasn't shopping. He wasn't talking to anyone. He was watching her. His name was Brad Keller. Mid-40s. Thick neck. That kind of posture that came from years of being obeyed without question. His hand rested casually near his belt, thumb hooked, fingers loose, like he was already rehearsing what came next. Their eyes met. He didn't look away. Instead, his lips curled into something that wasn't a smile. Monica felt her stomach tighten. She pushed her cart forward, telling herself not to assume. She had done nothing wrong. She never did. But Keller followed. He trailed her through produce, through bakery, through aisle after aisle, pretending to browse while never picking up a single item. Every time she placed something in her cart, his gaze snapped to her hands. He radioed quietly, voice low and confident. Possible shoplifting in progress. Monica didn't hear that part. What she felt was the tension creeping into her shoulders, the old instinct telling her to be careful, to be precise, to give no one an excuse. By the time she reached the self-checkout, her jaw ached from clenching. The machines beeped cheerfully as she scanned each item. Almond milk, bread, fruit, rosemary. She watched the screen carefully, waiting for each confirmation beep before placing anything in the bag. Payment complete. She reached for her receipt. That was when Keller stepped forward. "Ma'am." Step back. His voice cut through the checkout area like a blade. Conversation stalled. Heads turned. Monica froze. "Is there a problem, officer?" she asked, keeping her voice even. Keller pointed at her bag. "You didn't scan that." She blinked. "Yes, I did. It's right there on the—" "Don't argue with me." The words were sharp. Final. People nearby stopped pretending not to stare. A teenage boy lifted his phone. A woman clutched her purse tighter. Monica felt heat crawl up her neck. "Please check the screen." Keller didn't even look. "Hands up." The sound of those words landed heavier than the accusation. "What?" she asked quietly. "Hands." Up. The store went silent. Monica slowly raised her hands, her pulse roaring in her ears. She wasn't afraid. Not exactly. She was angry, disbelieving, tired in a way that went deeper than exhaustion. Keller snapped on latex gloves with exaggerated care. He grabbed the bag from her cart and dumped it. Groceries spilled across the tile. Apples rolled. Bread slid under another checkout station. A child stared, wide-eyed at the mess. "You didn't need to do that," Monica said. "Yes, I did," Keller replied. "People like you always think you're smarter than the system." There it was. She swallowed. "I want your supervisor." The air changed. Keller's jaw tightened. "You don't get to make demands." He grabbed her wrist. Hard. Pain shot up her arm. "You're hurting me. Stop resisting." "I'm not resisting," someone shouted from behind a phone. Keller twisted her arm behind her back and slammed metal cuffs around her wrists. The click echoed louder than it should have. Monica closed her eyes for one brief second, not to cry, but to steady herself. Then he marched her through the store, past customers whispering behind hands, past people who looked away, relieved it wasn't them, past others who stared openly, judgment already decided. She must have stolen something. They don't just arrest people for nothing. Why didn't she cooperate? At the front of the store, the manager rushed forward, panic written across his face. "Officer, what's going on?" "Shoplifting," Keller said easily. "Caught red-handed." "That's not true," Monica said. Keller tightened his grip. Quiet. Outside, blue lights flashed. A small crowd had gathered, drawn by the spectacle. Keller shoved her toward the patrol car. As he opened the door, he leaned in close. "You should have stayed in your lane." Monica inhaled slowly, then exhaled. "You're making a very serious mistake," she said calmly. Keller laughed. "You people always say that." He reached to push her into the car. "Officer Keller." The voice cut through everything. A second patrol car screeched to a stop. A senior officer stepped out, his face already tight with concern. Captain Raymond Ellis. He took one look at Monica and froze. "Monica?" She turned her head slightly. "Captain Ellis," the crowd murmured. Keller stiffened. "Sir, she was shoplifting." Ellis raised a hand. "Do you have any idea who this is?" Keller hesitated. "No, sir." Ellis exhaled slowly, like a man bracing himself. "This is Monica Hayes," he said. "Senior federal prosecutor for the Eastern District." The words rippled through the crowd. Phones zoomed in. Keller's face drained of color. "She prosecutes police misconduct," Ellis continued. "Extensively." Silence swallowed the parking lot. "Remove the cuffs," Ellis ordered. Keller fumbled. Dropped the key. Picked it up with shaking hands. The cuffs fell away. Red marks circled Monica's wrists. The store manager rushed forward. "She paid." "We checked the footage." Ellis turned to Keller. "You're suspended effective immediately." "Sir, please," Keller stammered. "No," Monica said softly. Keller looked at her, desperate. "Please don't stop there," she finished. Ellis nodded. "Internal affairs will take over." Monica stepped closer to Keller, her voice low and steady. "I want every complaint, every stop, every arrest you've ever made." Keller couldn't speak. Monica turned to the crowd. "This happens every day to people who don't get this ending," she said. She picked up one of the bruised apples from the ground, set it gently back into a bag, and walked away as cameras followed. Behind her, Keller stood frozen, career collapsing in real time. Justice had finally noticed him.